For today's cup of coffee, I have youngest kid back.
Yes.
He had a good weekend. So how was the ham fest?
It was good. Not that many vendors as I was expecting, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But I saw some of Dad's friends there. They were
that's
funny.
Good. Well, that's
Especially
good.
one of them. He was a hoot.
Well, I'm glad that you got to enjoy it. Did you get to see lots of new ham radio equipment or?
I mean, yeah, I did. There was less walkie-talkies than I thought there was going to be.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Looks like that they would have had more because I know that more people are trying to have things like that just for emergencies.
And the walkie-talkies that I did see, they were either all beat up or they
Right.
had no battery.
Well, that's not good because, actually I had looked prices on Amazon and that you could get one for like 60 some. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. And I actually had asked somebody online that was a ham radio operator, and that was their suggestion because it would be just for emergency purposes.
The walkie-talkies?
The handheld ham radios.
Yeah.
So that's an option because when our electricity goes out, we have nothing.
Yeah, we got nothing.
Cell phones don't work. Nothing. Our cell phones work off of Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Because we are in the mountains.
Yeah, we are off the mountain. We are in the mountains.
Yes, but there's people around here more in the mountains than we are.
We need like one of those cell boosters, like actual cell boosters, but those cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So
it'd be easier to have.
We'd have to save up for that one.
Yeah. I'm saving up to do the online thing, the live stream of MUFON.
Yes, the MUFON thing.
Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. UFOs, man, aliens.
Yeah, the one out in Oregon. There were two of them that were pretty large that coming up in May.
Yeah.
But I mean, not like we would have the monies to go to Oregon. But
I don't want to go to Oregon.
Travis Walton was going to be at that one.
Okay.
So that would have been great.
So what is this one? Is this one just a live stream, or
is it the live stream? It's a 2-day conference.
Yeah.
And so we wouldn't have to worry about travel, wouldn't have to worry about paying for room and board and all that good stuff. So,
well, that's good. That is honestly really good.
Yeah, the live stream thing is great.
Yeah.
And glad
we can put that on the TV and just vibe.
Mm-hmm. You can go to the bathroom whenever you need to. You don't have to worry about
playing in the background as we do whatever else.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about stepping over other people or people stepping over you.
No, we can sit at home comfortably, still get the information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a great option for people like us that would not have either the resources to go to one of those events, nor get in groups of people like that. I don't like large groups of peoples.
I don't know why they didn't like live stream stuff like concerts and such sooner. And like events like that.
Right. Well, yeah, it was
like, why don't they like just have a channel that's just like live broadcasts of UFO experts or such like that, people that are doing this stuff.
Right. That would be great. And it was just like
could be a pay-per-view type of thing, like you pay for that special or pay for that channel, because back then that was a thing.
Yeah, well, you've got a lot of people on podcasts and stuff now, so that's where you can listen to a lot of these folks. And I know it's not the same as attending an event. There was another one that I discussed, I think it's in August, service. That basically, it's a paranormal conference. I can't remember where that one was, but because of the vendors and different things like that, I think that's why they're not doing a live stream.
Okay.
I don't think it was that thoroughly organized.
It doesn't sound that, it's already not sounding that organized, but...
It would be fun if you could attend something like that.
Do these people not have good organizers?
No, a lot of them don't. A lot of them really do not. It's just like the one little conference, and I can't even remember where it was right now. Had already closed that tab. It was basically the only way that I found out about it was just typing in UFO conferences, and it popped up, and all it gave was the date and whatever place that they're going to be having it at.
Well, that's not helpful at
No,
all.
no, that doesn't encourage. And maybe they weren't trying to encourage that many people to attend.
Maybe not. They're trying to like block out the normies, I guess, but
Well, no, I mean, if it's going to be a small private thing, then make it a small private thing. Have an email list that you send out.
yeah, but that's an event that anybody can go to.
Yeah, but like I said, if you've got limited seating and you've already booked the venue, then that can cause a lot of problems. I mean, when you try to organize something like that, people don't realize the amount of work that goes into that.
No, because
So,
that's planning is a
mm-hmm.
lot of work.
Yeah, and that's like today, because the world has gotten so stupid, you're going to have some kind of security people in amongst the places. Yeah.
And if you don't got good security, people get hurt.
Well, it depends on what it is, and it's like, it's remarkably sad that that's the world we're living in.
TanaCon is a good example of a bad organized convention.
What was it?
TanaCon.
What is that?
Tana Mojo. She's a YouTuber.
Okay.
Big event that was supposed to rival like VidCon.
Okay.
It ended up in catastrophe. People sat out in the sun for hours.
That's not good. And then you got people
Hours.
falling out,
Yeah,
and they
people
got
were
heat
falling
stroke.
out. Yeah.
Well,
People weren't able to get into the event because the venue was too small.
right.
And everything like that.
Well,
and they
that's
are
why.
way overbooked. And
Well, that's the thing. That's the
people
reason
got
you've got to
hurt,
have.
booted out wrongfully, such like that. There a lot of shit went down that was wrong with that.
It doesn't have to be that hard. If you've got a limited number of seats, then you sell a limited number of tickets.
Oh, there's a lot more to this story than I'm able to explain right now, but it's a whole shit show.
Yeah.
Bad organizer who used Tana as exploitation.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
That's not cool. But now, yeah, the MUFON thing, we're gonna start saving up on that, because that would be $80 well spent.
Yeah, it will be. I think it will be.
Yeah. And to tell it was clear calendar. I mean, it's on the weekend anyhow, to sit there and go, do not call us. We are not available.
Yeah,
We're
no.
listening to these people talk about aliens.
Do not interfere.
Yeah.
Put that on our answering machine, on our voicemails.
Voicemail
box.
I don't listen to voicemail. No, I don't even.
Our voicemail box.
Well, as far
Our voice
as
answering machine.
we don't
Voice
even have
box answering machine.
on the home phone. We don't even have that anymore, because
We got that on our cell phones.
I just turned the damn thing off.
No, it's what people get.
Well,
It's what people get when they call.
right.
And they get your voicemail.
I don't even remember what mine says. The only thing I regret that I did not go. I had an opportunity quite a few years back to go to Comic-Con, and I would have loved to have gone to that.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly why. Probably because I couldn't take you. That's probably the reason I didn't go.
One of my friends got to go to Anime Expo, and I'm jealous of that.
Mm-hmm. There was a little gathering locally a couple of years ago that we didn't find out about until the day of. Now, you went to that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to that one, and that one was all right, but it was small. It was
first year they had it, wasn't it?
That was my first cosplay.
Uh-huh.
It was bad.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. You'll have to explain which character that you went. It was Junji Ito, so.
Soichi, whatever the fuck his last name is. I can never remember his last name. Or the rest of the families. But, yeah, Junji Ito character. He's a creepy motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. But it was good. Your costume was not horrible at all. And your friend, which one, had she gone as another Junjiito or
She
what
went
did
as Tomie.
Tomie?
Yeah.
She's brilliant. She does a lot of stuff on TikTok, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, she does a lot on TikTok. A lot.
This is a kid that he went to cosmetology school with, and she's a very creative individual.
Very creative. So
if you've got, what we can do is actually put her TikTok thing. If you would like to do that, we can put that in the description box. Because people might like to go on there and look and see what she's doing.
yeah.
I remember she went as Ursula Halloween that time, and it was brilliant. I mean, she had the whole octopus with the tentacles and everything like that.
That's if I can find her TikTok, because she changed her name recently.
Oh, did she?
I don't know what her name is now.
Well, let's hope that you can find it.
Yeah.
Because I would like to share that for those who would go on. You know, if you can find her someplace else, if you neither tick nor talk like myself,
TikTok.
I'm sure that you know somebody somewhere out there that does TikToking. But for the actual cup of coffee, not just catching up with youngest kid, this is a remarkably poorly written article. It is. Because some people they really should not be writing.
Is it?
It is.
Is it?
It is. So I'm going to try to make some sense of it. This is from Daily Star. This is Liam McInerney.
Okay.
I think I've got that right. April the 11th of 2023. And it says exorcisms have been going on for centuries, and they are a hot topic of discussion after the cinema release of the Pope's Exorcist. And Oscar winner Russell Crowe plays Father Gabriella Emroth, who saw patients levitate, spit nails, and gain super strength, end quote.
And gain super strength.
Oh, yeah, that's not uncommon with possession.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things.
I just want to make sure I heard you correctly.
Yeah, they've got sort of like a checklist whether somebody is possessed or not.
You got this,
For
this,
real.
this, and this.
And I'm sure that people that are on this, you all understand what somebody being possessed means. So I don't have to explain that. Well, that means somebody got a demon.
Yeah, they got a demon on them.
Yeah. And so he's talking about Reverend Billy Bean. I actually contacted him several years ago because I had need of advice. And I got one of these stock emails back. Thank you. We will remember you in prayer. That was it. And I'm like, I didn't need that. I needed some full-blown advice. Didn't get it. So I don't want to say I've got a little bit of resentment for Billy Bean, but anyhow, what do you expect from a celeb exorcist?
Fuck you, Billy Bean.
Well, I'm not going to say that, but he's celebrating his 10-year anniversary of banishing demons, and he's also written several books that basically tells you all that you really need to know, doesn't it?
Have you actually?
Well, now he's really written the books, and he says
I know he did that. I'm talking about banishing the demons.
I'd say demons have been behind writing quite a few books over the years. It says that one case that he had was this woman who had snake-like eyes. And he said it was a case in San Diego, and the woman's eyes changed to a yellowish, greenish type of color and had these reptilian-looking slits for her pupils. Well, that wasn't necessarily a demon. That was a reptilian. There's a difference.
Yeah.
So, it says that her body was writhing around like a snake, or like a serpent, and contorting in ways that a human body can't. And supposedly that he was able to, through the power of God, deliver her from that. And then it's talking about Gabriella Emroth, and it says he was the world's best known exorcist, and that the Italian Catholic was the chief exorcist at the Vatican. Now, see, that's a little bit redundant. If he works at the Vatican, he's going to be Catholic. I think it's kind of a requirement.
Maybe. I don't know. Is it a requirement now?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And it said that one case that stayed with him up until his death in 2016, and he died, he was 91, was about this slim peasant man, and says that the curses and threats from the demon were aimed solely at the exorcist, and then he began spitting at him and preparing to attack him physically. Screaming and howling, the demon burst forth
spitting at you.
looked straight at him, drooling saliva from the young man's mouth.
I can't drool the saliva. I'm not doing that.
Well,
that.
This is not uncommon. This is not uncommon.
I said I'm not drooling the saliva.
No,
I'm not doing that.
I know that.
No, I'm not drooling the saliva as part of the drama.
And supposedly the demon claimed that it was Lucifer. After
There's a lot of demons that claim to be
that does not
the head one.
Right. And you know that some of these people are not special enough for the lead man himself to possess them.
The reason they do that is to make themselves seem scarier.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
No, that is why.
Let's face it, they lie.
Yeah.
That is their realm, is lying. And further, it's reported that the young man's body stiffened so much that he became hard and began to levitate for several minutes, and he remained hovering 3 feet in the air. And so, apparently, Amorth, yeah, the one that Russell Crowe's playing, was able to deliver this guy, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
And then there are other things that I can't pronounce because this is Italian, and it's like, that's it.
I can't help you with that.
And there's a Bishop Plato. I can say Plato.
Well, everybody can say Plato.
Angela Akis.
Plato or Play-Doh.
Said that his first ever exorcism was the scariest of his career after he witnessed a demon-possessed woman throw 4 men, including himself, across a room, and said the victim was 60 and had not eaten in a month before a priest came into her home to help. And this was supposedly told on Exorcist TV show podcast.
What is that?
That's a show. I don't know where that's broadcast. It
said, write it down real quick. Let's give that a watch.
Look for that. And supposedly Angelicus had said, quote, for the most part, she showed extraordinary strength, 3 or 4 of us throwing us around the room. There were about 4 adults. I see. Lovely. That's redundant.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if people speak like this or this is that poorly written.
I think people speak like that.
And the whites of her eyes were all black. You try doing that. That's something you can't naturally do.
No shit.
Says some language coming out. Strength is probably the number one thing for her. She had extraordinary strength, end quote. And it supposedly took 2 days to liberate this lady. And he said that was still one of the most intense exorcisms that he had encountered. And it very well may be that since the gentleman is Italian and English is a second language, so that may be part of the problem. But it still looks like that when they put this stuff out as a statement, they could have written that a little better.
I think they're quoting him directly, so...
I know, but they didn't have to. They
got to.
No, they didn't.
I think that's legally.
No. They didn't have to do that like that because it made him look less than. And it said that there was a Buddhist priest who was named Paul Andrew Devlin, and that his first job involved a victim he described as having pointed teeth, black hair, and barbed wire hair.
What?
I don't know how you can have, I guess it should have been black barbed wire hair.
How did it grow barbed wire hair?
It was probably one of these people that's all tatted up that they have on Mirror.
Mirror?
Yes, that's one of the websites I go to frequently to find our stories.
Oh, the Mirror?
Well, it's just Mirror. There's not even a "the" with it. Honestly. It's Mirror UK or something like that.
Okay.
And he had said that, quote, her jawline were square, the teeth were pointed. That's right, the teeth were pointed.
Did she have plastic surgery for that?
Possibly. And her eyes were glazed over and black. It was quite a scary thing to watch. The atmosphere in this room was heavy, and the power of the demon was very apparent. End quote. The woman who he called G was apparently restored the moment she sat by a fire cross-legged while eating a bowl of ice cream.
And you call that possession?
No, that was supposedly after the possession, after she'd been delivered. I don't know. I guess she was hungry. I guess she was just hungry.
I mean, I guess to
told you
calm
this
down the trauma.
I told you this
I would
was
rather
a
not look
poorly
at fire.
written thing.
I would rather not look at fire after that. After I experience all that, you know.
And there's this one, and I don't know if this man is supposed to be a bishop or what, but it says one of the most disturbing exorcisms was told by Catholic Ron Fell Enright.
Who is that?
It says claims to have witnessed a victim who defied the laws of gravity by floating up to the ceiling.
And Lorraine saw a girl float, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird. I wouldn't want to be around somebody that was doing it because something ain't right there. It says, and explaining what levitations are like, that this Catholic Ron had said, quote, they would actually come up from whatever they were laying in. If they were lying on the floor, they'd come up from the floor and all the way to the ceiling and stay there. It defies the laws of gravity, if you will. This is what it says. They would actually be hovering just overhead, and it's a series of prayers and focusing in on what is actually taking place. Focusing in would be where the priest would be largely responsible, along with his assistant and any investigators that were in the room, because everyone is praying. And so the individual would slowly come down. And we had one individual that was up there for 6 hours and no one knew really what to do. As a result, I'm standing there, and another bishop who's an exorcist, he's standing there and he's never witnessed this before either, end quote. That's a terribly incoherent sentence.
But what does it look like?
What does the levitation look like?
Yeah, but what does it look like? Do they look like they're weightless, like floating around in space? Like everything else is just floating around, like the sheets floating, that if it's on them?
No,
their hair's floating around, like if they're underwater?
No,
is that how they're looking? Or does everything just
No, it's just the body. From what I have heard, it's just the body. I haven't witnessed it. I don't want to witness it. I've seen
Does it look
more
like
than
they
I
are
ever
in zero
wanted
gravity?
to. No.
Completely.
No. Not from what I've read. It doesn't look like they've, been electrocuted and their hair standing on end. I don't think that's how that works. It's just that it is that gravity no longer has control over the person. It is a demonic show of power is what it is. Just to freak people out.
I know that.
Well, you sitting over there, you like this article then. It's sitting there acting like you don't know. Only these people, if these people if their competency level equaled their ability to make a statement, I would question that. I told you it was poorly written. I told you it was poorly written.
That last part was the only thing that I knew, but that's the only thing I was talking about.
Now you've got me confused.
Now I'm confused. Now I'm confused.
Demons, they're real.
Yes,
there are some people that they claim that they can get rid of them.
Demons are confused. Yeah, I literally just said, yes, demons are confused.
They will confuse you. That's for real.
I was about to say, yes, demons are confusing.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons that we know that they are just unbridled right now. Because to take basic laws of nature and to twist them the way that they are being done in our society today, there are people that don't believe in anything, but they can understand that that's demonic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Exorcist. We need more.
I want to see. I still would like to see, even through the shit that I've been through, I still would like to see the original screening, the original 1973 screening of The Exorcist when they first showed it in the theaters without all the CGI, all the special effects, like computer added
Right.
special effects, because they didn't use that with the original screening. So I want to know I want to know what they saw.
Well, it's not just a matter of what was on the screen. It
I
had
want
to
to know what
do.
they experienced. I want to know what they felt in that movie.
It had to do with that period of time. Also, you can't recreate that. You can't. I mean, it's just like when the Beatles first came to America. We can sit and you can watch the videos of it and different things. You can hear people tell about the events. But unless you were there, you know, that's just this fact. You missed it. You can't recreate that.
Yeah.
The book. Read the book. You don't have to worry about CGI.
That's true.
Absolutely amazing book. Still wanting to go see that about The Exorcist.
That new movie, The Pope's Exorcist.
Yeah. That'll be really good. So hopefully in the next week or so we can go see that.
The whole gang is going to go see it.
That'd be great. We'll have to find out. Now, don't get your hopes up. Just you can invite people, but they got choices. They really do. And they may have things going on. So, final thoughts on quote unquote celebrity exorcists.
I think it's a scam.
I think that
I think he's a fraud.
I think if you're doing something like that, you just go ahead and do it. It's not a matter of trying to make a name for yourself, because it is not through your name through which somebody is delivered.
Pretty much. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
That is exactly how I see it, pretty much.
So, but like I said, we need, and when you find out some of the hoops that you have to jump through to get an exorcism through the Catholic Church, it's ridiculous, because I've done that before too. Actually had emailed, I think it was like maybe the archdiocese of this region. I didn't even get a damn form email back on that one.
You didn't get a...
Nope.
Wait, what was it again?
I got absolutely no response.
On what? What was it? Can you repeat that for me? I'm sorry.
I think it was the archdiocese, because within, when you're looking for somebody to perform an exorcism, there is a hierarchy.
And nobody responded to you on that. That is bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, when somebody is looking for help, you know, I would assume that they would be taking people seriously.
Yeah, they didn't on that one. It's all good.
The church is failing the people.
Yeah. But God never does.
God doesn't, but the church does.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a separation between the two a lot of times.
There's a separation between
Which is
the
sad.
two.
Which is sad, because it's needed today more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you've had experiences with paranormal, my voice went paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids. If you've ever tried to get in touch with somebody as far as doing an exorcism, if you know people who have done exorcisms, all we can do is tell you, as far as prayer, repeated prayer, lots of prayer.
Lots of prayer.
Yeah. Now, I could give somebody some directions as far as anointing with oil, and as far as the sprinkling of the holy waters and rebuking and binding and all that stuff. I've got years of experience with that.
Years.
But you can email us cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and I will leave the link of this horribly written article for you. They could have done better than that. I mean, with just a little bit of effort, they could have done better than that.
They could have.
Yeah.
And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all, and have a good.
Yeah, know that you're loved.
Yeah.
Let's remember to pray one for another.
Yes.
And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.